So do you want to know how it goes back to the very oldest Bible in the book, or oldest book, the Bible? It goes back to the very tree that God said, do not take from, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, as I've said. Well, this should tie it all together for you. The very first 7 colleges that came here were brought here by England, not by our pilgrims. Our pilgrims came in 1620. They were not racist people. That's where our founding began. That's where the covenant was made with God. That's just a fact. Now, we have a lot of racist people that push DEI because they're higher educated and because they've been trained by the very racists themselves. So how are they going to recognize that they're following a racist path? It's the truth. They are. Did people come over here from England and set up 7 universities? Yes, they did. And they were all tied to the crown. They were here to help control America. Even after winning against them, they were still getting all of the people that's the reason the universities are never really for America. They're usually against America. They're usually chanting for death to America many times. But therefore, it's because they serve the crown. They came from the crown. There's 7 universities that came here right away. William and Mary College, which was actually named after the royals. There was Dartmouth, Harvard, Yale, Rutgers, University of Pennsylvania, and there's one other. Each one of them having dark secret societies. Dark secret societies. And then what do those societies go on to be? Those people will go on to be in the biggest of leadership positions in the government, in the Supreme Courts, be judges, all of that. That's the way England can keep control, which is why it never seems like anybody that goes to Washington is working for you, because really they're not. They've been trained and manipulated and brainwashed. That's why the higher educated doesn't have a moral compass. You couldn't convince them of that, though. You couldn't, because they wear their robes, they're professors, they think they're so smart, but they followed a path of socialism and communists. And instead of believing what God said, which was, it's why he said to stay away from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they would never accept that. I mean, they've been so trained, most of those people, they think believing in the Bible is silly, yet they can't see the obviousness to all this. So this is just one of the many secret ones that nobody knows too much about. The Gilded Hallway. This is probably, because there's those people, the names we don't even know, names we've never heard of, not that are deeper and darker than Rockefeller and the Rothschilds, because everybody knows those names. The people that are even behind them, though, the ones you never know about and never heard their names, well, this is why. The Gilded Hallway is a secret society shrouded in mystery with a long and storied history that stretches back centuries. Little is known about its origins or the identity of its members, but rumors abound of powerful and influential individuals who are said to control the world's most important institutions from behind the scenes. According to legend, the Gilded Hallway was founded by a group of wealthy and influential merchants in medieval Europe who sought to use their power and influence to shape the course of history. They met in secret away from the prying eyes of the public. And their political, I can't see all of it, but you can read it there, because I can't see it because of the recording. So, yeah, this is how your people control everything from behind the scenes. You're told you have this free country, yet all your universities never seem to stand with America. They don't. They're not about America's freedoms. They're about pushing America's racist, America's bad, they've done this for my whole adult life. All of the universities. It's never made any sense, but now it does, because they are literally the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And here's one of the reasons why. Well, because it's about research. The war has been, and this is talking about World War I, the war has been characterized as a war of scientists. Universities were prominent in the development of tanks, aircraft, submarines. At Imperial College, Martha Whitley's work on tear gas earned her the nickname the woman who makes the Germans weep. Other research in universities had more benign consequences, including important documents or developments in anesthesia, antiseptics, and the treatments of diseases. But you know what? More harm's been done than good because of science and research. Really, it has. If you look into it, far more. Because there's been far more research subjects that didn't know they were research subjects, whether it was blacks, children. It's gone on throughout the history, proving why God said to Adam and Eve, do not take from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because they would not be able to handle it. Because man, once they know evil, will stay on the track of following more evil than good. William and Mary University, which was one of the 7 that came here straight from England. Again, England was basically that day and age was the Roman Empire. So the same type character people that crucified Jesus. So that same mindset carrying over. A best way to get a control of America through the universities. Guess what? Best way to get a control of the government and keep control of the government, make sure that out of the secret societies, those people go into the biggest spots. And then the more universities, the more secret societies you have. Yeah, secret societies at the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia. And Williams and Mary College was actually named after the royals. Rutgers was one of the universities that was the 7 that England brought over here, and this is some mysterious history of a secret campus society. So what I said last night, I said, what did God say in Genesis to Adam and Eve about don't take from that tree? What did he say would happen if you take from that tree? That very day you will die. Well, would that be why there's so many skulls when it comes to these secret societies? Skulls. This one being skulls and caps at Rutgers. Yeah, maybe because, you go into the universities and you get so full of that knowledge of everything and you think you're so smart, yet you've lost a moral compass. You have no understanding of God, don't even believe in God. So what kind of life do you really have? And yet their symbol many times is all these deep, dark-seated stuff like skulls and bones and almost like, you're dead, proving exactly what God said when if you take from that tree of God or take from that tree of good, knowledge of good and evil, then you will surely die. You'll just be bones. Which is why so many of those professors follow the path of Karl Marx and socialism and don't want freedom. They want experts to control everybody, but they're too stupid to realize that if these people that have convinced them of this through their higher education get what they want, they will come for them too. But this is another secret society, a human skull complete with its own cap. It's all the same thing. Book and snake, scroll and key, myth and sword. It's all this twisted, dark stuff. But not just a fraternity. These people go on to get into the highest positions of science, our government, research, and the research has done nothing but cause more damage and pain. And yet, we have more research now than ever. This is just some of Yale College. These were the 7 that came from England. Just think the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire, that's what England had become, the Roman Empire. So the same people that went on to go after the disciples, the apostles, and they wanted to, they wanted to kill Jesus and that word spreading, but they couldn't stop it. They could only stop those people, but it was still spreading, and the pilgrims were spreading it. That's why the pilgrims left England. Well, that same empire that's been always trying to destroy the true word of God, well, that is the very serpent. That very serpent came in here from England and decided to covertly usurp our Constitution and convince everybody that by getting higher educated, it meant that you're an expert. Well, no, it just means that you're the most likely to go along with the serpent. And which is why proving God totally of the Bible, that when you take from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you don't realize you actually If you don't stop and think about it, you become evil.